Heidi ho neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 3. I don't want to do the Rush Jet part again, so let's not die. Actually, what I should do is I should, I can farm health pelts from these guys. We'll just stand here for a bit and kill the Metools as they come out. Metools. I pretty much switch using those terms back and forth for these guys. And I'm really going to stop using Hard Knuckle now. I need to farm some more Hard Knuckle because the next boss is weak to Hard Knuckle, and that's the only weakness I know of. I only know of the one weakness for each of these Mega Man 2 bosses. And why didn't I turn around? We'll get some Hard Knuckle here. Oop. You can't fool me. Actually, you can. You can do it fairly easily. I just don't feel like being fooled right now, and... You have to wait for him to come lower in order for us to actually hit him with the arm cannon here. Oh, I know. Let's go for the life. I could always use some more Hard Knuckle. Okay, I'm pretty much at the point where I can start using the Hard Knuckle again without worry. No, I can't. Oh. No, no, no. Okay, no, that's not gonna work. I hope this isn't the entire video, just me failing and then farming more health, just because this one guy is stupid. And I can't hit him with my arm cannon because he won't come low enough. Actually, no, he's low enough. No, he's not. And there's so much graphical slowdown here, too. Oh, I got him! And I got plenty of energy pickups. Things are looking up now. I can safely say that I am now confident that I can beat the boss up ahead. Oh, I'm at full health. Alright, let's do this. Things are going to turn out well after all. This boss is Crash Man. He shoots bombs at you. I think it would have been a little interesting to get the, just not fight the dock robots, but, fight the Mega Man 2 bosses themselves. Like, Wily can rebuild them. He can rebuild them. So, like, I would have thought it would be... I would have thought it would have been interesting. I thought it would have been interesting. I can't talk. If, you actually fought the Mega Man 2 robots themselves and got their powers again. I think that would have been neat. Kind of neat. But, they could have only done so much with the cartridge. So we're going back to Gemini Man stage. These guys have their colors inverted now. So rather than being blue with orange highlights and shooting orange fire, they're now orange with blue highlights and shooting blue fire. Which is actually hotter than regular, like, yellow flames. Like, the blue part of the flame. There's actually a blue part of the flame that's actually the hottest point. And, yeah. But that's, that's basic middle school science, though. That's where I learned it, anyway. The blue part of the flame and using in the Bunsen burners and stuff. And of course, there was high school chemistry, which wasn't near as fun because I didn't like the teacher very much. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. Nobody liked the teacher. As you can see, Proto Man already got rid of that for us, so... There we go. Yeah, we can get rid of the little tadpole eggs that way, so we don't have to go into the spikes. Yeah, the redoing of the Gemini Man and the Shadow Man stages are probably my least favorite of the redoing stages. I mean, I said Needleman was my favorite, and look how great that turned out. But we're pretty good here. So now we're heading for the first boss, who is weak to Shadow Blade. And this stage kind of does resemble Flashman's stage, so there you go. I thought his weakness was Shadow Blade. Oh no, that's the other boss, I think. Oh, okay, it's Needle Cannon. Sorry. Brain fart. It's alright. At least we won't be using Shadow Blade against him and wasting it on that before we go to the second boss of this stage. And we got it refilled anyway, so it all worked out in the end. I want my energy tanks back. But I expected we would be using them here because, you know, this second part of the game, in my personal opinion, is the hardest part of the game. The robot masters, you know, had their moments in some of their stages, but they weren't bad. And the last part of the game, which is the the final castle area, isn't that bad at all, I don't think. In fact, I pretty much breezed through that a lot of the time. Ow. Alright, so Allons-y. I wasted Allons-y. I was actually hoping I could use that for something a little more epic, but I don't know. Ah! Allons-y, if you don't know, it's French for let's go. I took French back in the day, and that's not the reason I actually didn't like French very much after a while. Especially, I took 4 years of French. I took the first 2 years in middle school, and it was alright. I mean, I didn't like the teacher very much. Nobody did. The teacher liked me, though, so it was, you know, all fine and dandy. And then, the other 2 years were in high school, and that's where it really started getting on my nerves. It's Needle Cannon, not Shadow Blade. He does seem to have a bit of a weakness to Shadow Blade, but not much. I do think it's Needle, and this is the first time we'll be using Needle Cannon, so... there we go. The main reason I said Allons-y is because I've been watching a lot of Doctor Who lately. I got into it fairly recently. And I watched a lot of... I actually started off by watching some of the much older stuff on YouTube. And, you know... We get BBC on cable, so, I've watched a lot of the, David Tennant stuff recently. And, he says that a lot in the show, Allons-y. That's like one of his catchphrases. But, I've also got I'm doing the free month trial for Netflix. And they have a lot of old school Doctor Who. You know, and because it's on DVD, you know, not a lot of it is on YouTube. I mean, there is a bit on YouTube, but a lot of it has been taken down on the BBC for copyright reasons, and I can understand that. But I really hate it when the game does that, messes you up with the lag, the graphic lag. Ooh, one up. Now drop an energy tank. Yeah, I know, me and the energy tank, so this is going to be a little bit of a bother. I don't feel like dying before I get to the final boss, or not the final boss, the last of the 2 bosses in this area. Wow, I blanked out a little bit there. Oh look! This boss is in the water! I wonder who that could be. I'm going to die on purpose to him here. It's Bubble Man. Look, he's even got spikes on the ceiling. Yeah, I'm not gonna give him the pleasure of killing me. Because we start off again right here. And now I have full health and 4 lives. And we're gonna take this guy down. He is just as easy as he is to take out in Mega Man 2. Much as, you know, the multi-directional Metal Blade was his weakness in that, the multi-directional Shadow Blade is his weakness here. Or at least one of his weaknesses. I know each of these Mega Man 2 bosses has at least 2 weaknesses each. I just only memorized one of them. I don't know what the other ones are off the top of my head. And lastly, we got Shadow Man Stage. And Shadow Man Stage is a little bit of a doozy now. If you don't know what you're doing at the beginning, there's spikes here. I mean, really, this is like the worst part of the stages with the spikes. I mean, nobody likes spikes. But the bosses here are also a couple of the hardest, and they're also the 2 that I most frequently forget their weaknesses. Now, obviously, by process of elimination, we know that the 2 bosses here are Woodman and Heatman. And in fact, we will be facing them in that order. But, I do oftentimes forget what their weaknesses are, especially Heatman's. I don't remember what Heatman's weakness is at the moment. And I just played this like a couple days ago. Those things are the shadow projectors that basically obscure where you're running around. I hadn't taken them out before because I didn't think to. They really weren't that in the way. But now that, you know, they're in range, I could do that, so. And we're at Woodman now. I just don't remember what his weakness is. I think it is Needle Cannon. Now that I think about it, I'm actually fairly sure it's Needle Cannon. Hopefully I'm not wrong, because otherwise Woodman is, you know, just as annoying as he was in Mega Man 2. Yes, Needle Cannon is Woodman's weakness. Apparently Leaf Shield is Mega Man's weakness. Okay. We have to do the entire stage over, don't we? Yes. See what I meant about, you know, the slightest misstep can kill you at the beginning of the stage. And this is the only real annoying part of the game. Or of the stage, I should say. Is that. Okay, I attribute a lot of this fail to the LPer's curse. For now, I'm actually going to go ahead and call it a video here. And when we come back, we will continue along the redo of Shadow Man Stage, and hopefully we'll be able to go on to the third part of the game before too long. I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?